setting up the FTP server for a Dorani NVR. This will enable you to store snapshots remotely away from the NVR itself. You can do this locally on a computer or a server that you set up, or you can do it externally as well. So the one we're going to be using today is just called X-Lite FTP server. You could use FileZilla is a good one. Synology NAS I know also has a very good built-in FTP server. So you can set those up any way you like, but the information that goes into the NVR is the same. So we're just going to start by opening up the X-Lite FTP server. And this is the home screen that we get. So what we need to do is actually add a server. So first thing we need to do is actually find the IP address of the server that we want to use, or the computer that we want to use. So just on your computer, you can just type in the search down the bottom left hand corner, CMD prompt, and that will bring up the command prompt on your computer. So from here we can just type in ipconfig. That there will give us the IP address of our computer or our server that we want to set up. So I'm going to use my computer to store the images that are sent via the NVR. So that's the number we need to remember. Once we've done that, we can close the command prompt. So in the X-Lite FTP server, we just want to add an address, add a server. So clicking that there. And what we'll do is just select, it's already listed there, but if you've got more than one computer on your network or multiple devices that can be set up as an FTP server, you might have quite a long list here. So using that one there, port 21 is a standard for FTP, so I'd recommend leaving it as it is. Otherwise you can go into your router and set up your own ports if you like. So once we've done that, hitting OK. And then we have our server. Now at the moment it stopped, so we need to set up some users for this account. So we go to users, and we just want to add a user. So username can be anything you like. And once we put in the username and password that we want, and just hitting OK. So now we need to set up a directory where we want these photos to be sent. We'll just choose user path. And we'll just add one. So what we need to do here is just select the real path. So just browse. I'll go into my hard drive. And I've got an FTP one set up here. So we'll just go straight onto the FTP account that I've set up. You can set up any file that you like anywhere on your computer and select that. And what permissions you want for this user. So we'll just select everything here. And OK. So down the bottom, just selecting OK. And we can close that one there. And if we just double click on our server and we'll choose the public path, this is where everybody can send the files to. So it's going to be the same, well, I'm going to send them to the same file location. And with the same privileges. So if you set up anonymous users, they can go to this same file path as well. So this is basically the public file. Keep it the same as your private file for each user as well. Just makes it a bit easier. And hitting OK. So once that's done, just hitting OK down the bottom. And what we can do is just turn this server on. So at the moment the server is stopped. So we'll just turn it on there. So now that server is running, just waiting for commands. So we'll close this down for now. Or just minimize, not close it down, sorry, just minimize it, moving it to the bottom of the tray. And then we can go into the NVR. So just logging into your NVR. And we right click to go into the main menu, and here under Network Advanced FTP. So what we need to do is input the address, the IP address. Now that's the address that we set up for that server. So as we saw before, it was 192.168.0.11. I've previously put this in. Port is 21. And my username is Dorani. And we can choose how often we want to upload a picture. So I've chosen my upload interval to be 5 seconds. We can go anywhere from 5 seconds up to 600 or 10 minutes. And what we do here now is just hit a test. And that will tell us if we're connected or if it failed to connect to the server. So if connection fails, you just need to go back into the X-Lite FTP server and adjust your settings just to match what we've got here. And hitting OK. So then we can choose the schedule that we want to upload. So we can choose what camera that we want. So we'll start with D4, that's one I know I've got connected. And select my schedule. So I can choose if I want to just do it normal. So normal is 24 hours a day. So I can have this send a picture. If I click this, this will send me a picture every 5 seconds all day long. Or I can have it related to an event or the motion. So events are if you've got line crossing set up, intrusion detection, human body detection, things like that. If we select that, it will send a snapshot every time it registers an event or every time it registers motion. So I'll have it on normal just for now, and we can choose what time periods. So I'll copy to all, so I'll copy this to every day. And then I can also just copy that to all cameras if I like as well. Okay. So if we apply that there, so then we just need to go into the camera settings and we'll see the snapshot. So you just choose the quality of pictures that you want, be it on the schedule or event. Any quality that you want through there. So we just set those up and hitting apply. And then for storage, we need to store the snapshots. So we actually need to enable the schedule. So selecting enable schedule there and apply. Now again, we can change this here to work only on events or only on motion, depending on what setup that you've got. So at the moment, it's 24 hours a day setting up on normal. So what I'll do is make sure I copy that to all cameras, or you can just select any camera that you want. If you only want 1 or 2 cameras to upload, we can copy that to whatever I like. So we'll just copy to all and hitting OK. So make sure we apply everything when we're finished. Okay, so now that is set up now basically for all cameras. Now I've only got 1 camera connected, but setting up for all cameras to send a snapshot every 5 seconds through to my allocated FTP server. So I'll just exit out of that there. So I can now bring up my files. So this is where I chose to store my files under the local disk C FTP server. And that there, that's the address of my NVR. So double click that, the date. And D4 was the only camera that I've got set up, so it's going to be the only one sending images. So if I just click that, we will see all the images coming through now for that camera. So see them keep popping up. That's every 5 seconds. Now, as I said, I can repeat that for all cameras. And that's setting up the FTP server. So alternatively, as I said, you can use any file transfer protocol server that you like. I know FileZilla is another good free option. And again, you can use any NAS that you like. So as long as the ports have been set up in your router and everything's ready to go, and you've allocated a username password, all you need to do is translate that information into the Dorani NVR, as we've just done, and you'll be able to remotely back up and store images sent from the NVR.